So we're gonna talk about a live boy imagination station.
A live boy imagination station. I didn't know about that one, but I heard it's not as good as Deadman Wonderland.
Oh shit! I watched the wrong one.
We came here to talk about our memories with Imaginex.
Get out. Third floor. Get out. Via balcony.
I thought the show was going to be a lot worse from watching the first couple episodes.
Dude.
Like, I was not into it.
The first episode just threw me off. I was
No, I like that. Like, it was like, oh no, my friends are slaughtered. It wasn't
but the
me.
slaughtering
That
got
was
me.
I
interesting.
love the footage that they have of him where he's just
A
like,
dick.
I did it. I fucking did it. I'll fucking do it again.
I'll
Yeah.
fucking do it again.
Can do
It's
it.
murder.
Bunch of
Murder!
sluts. Or what do you call them? A bunch of whores? Or
Yeah.
some shit.
Come on, girl, like a hooker.
Yeah, that
But,
fucking dude. That girl's dad.
Maybe
I
I should
love
have had
Deadman
sex with the
Wonderland.
first.
I love the manga so much more than the anime, but the anime is still really good. The intro is amazing. That song
It's so
just gets stuck in
good.
your head, too.
Even Justin said he liked it. And he was like, I should like this. And I was like, don't be a douche. Enjoy it. Just admit it.
Funny thing was, I was talking to him at work, and he's just like, "Don't watch it in English." I was like, "I never do."
It's actually not that bad. Like, okay, so they're in middle school, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I first heard his voice, I was like, I'm going to switch it. But then I found out they're, like, in middle school and they're supposed to be babies.
And then it makes sense.
Yeah, and I was like, I can put up with it. And it's not that bad.
The craziest part about it is, like, Ganta is such a crybaby, and he really paved the way for heroes like Deku to exist. Because...
He's
in
like a
Zenitsu.
better version of Zenitsu. At least a more
Well,
motivated
Ganta's
one.
not super perverted, so, I mean, that takes away the problem that most people have with Zenitsu. The problem that people have with Ganta is he's such a little bitch. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he
That's my
does the
problem
same
with
fucking,
him.
like,
He's afraid
fireball.
to even defend himself.
Yeah.
Let me use my blood. Wait,
Yeah,
That's my biggest problem with him, is that every situation he put in, he just, like, beat himself down to a point where he wouldn't do anything. I hate that trope in a character.
I like how he wins, was it his first fight with the power of friendship, or was his first fight with Crow?
His first
fight was Crow.
Yeah. So the first...
Or no, wasn't it the race?
no.
The race
his
doesn't count
actual
as his first fight.
fight
No, I was gonna say
in
that
the underground.
The first
he fights Crow and basically gets
To,
super
like-
close and
What
Yeah.
was it?
He almost
Corpse
kills
Carnival or some
himself.
shit?
Yeah,
because he
What the
keeps
fuck it
like
was?
losing his blood.
he was anemic at the fucking last bit, and then he just blasts him
I've
away.
watched it both in English and in Japanese, and I have to say the Japanese voice cast does an amazing job. The English voice cast could have been better, but I do enjoy Senji's voice in English and in Japanese, so they did something right.
I didn't mind it. I thought it wasn't bad.
I watched the dub personally. I didn't watch the sub.
I actually really like the dialogue, and surprisingly, when you put on like the English subtitles with the English dub, they actually match up 100%.
Wow.
I mean,
My favorite thing that happens in the anime, though, and it's when he's fighting,
Flower Girl.
Yeah, Flower Girl. I can't remember her bird name.
Hummingbird.
Yeah,
such a
Hummingbird.
bitch. Oh, fuck.
I love when she's basically just like talking about incest and just being crazy, and then you find out she's just like this soft baby girl. Like
trapped in a psychopath's mind.
My mother abandoned me.
I might be
Yeah.
baby, but I'm also a dumb fucking bitch. Like that's the vibes I got from her. Even just during that fight, I was like, wow, this bitch is crazy. And then afterwards, she's just like such a little snowflake. What's up?
That's a nice shirt.
What was it?
Piece of chicken or something. Rice.
Dude, you could have just told me. You didn't have to like dad mode it. Keep it in. Keep it in.
You're just like, dab his little face with a napkin. There you go.
Just to wipe his shirt.
I really like the penalty game after they died.
After
Oh,
they
dude,
lose.
that was so brutal for
It's
me.
fun.
Crazy.
I wish there was worse
For
penalties
obvious
we saw.
reasons.
Like I saw one like when it was spinning, it said something about the stomach. How the fuck are you gonna live?
Maybe take half of it?
The branch of sin, it like can keep them alive. That's part of like read the manga.
I'm not going to bring that up because it doesn't explain that.
Yeah, I was about to
part.
say we're gonna be probably explaining the differences
There's,
because I've
like-
looked at the differences at the end at least.
Big spoiler. The Ganta should not be alive. That's pretty much just if you read the manga, you'll understand it.
What about the penalty thing though? Like when they were taking what's his name? Senji?
His
Senji.
eye.
Yeah. When they're taking his eye, like Rowan was asleep on the couch next to me and he woke up and he was like just staring and they're literally ripping his fucking eye out with like pliers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we're gonna put on some Power Rangers.
That was the part where I cringed the hardest
That
for
was
obvious
pretty
reasons.
gruesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally woke up in the worst possible
Yeah,
time. I was
probably
like, what the
was.
fuck?
My daughter has known
Could've been
that.
Bed.
Could also been the doctor getting off to it.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't think he would
insane, too.
understand that, but he can straight up absolutely understand someone getting their fucking
Yeah.
eye ripped out of their skull.
Yeah, but I really like the fight with the Crow, because the Crow was just.
I did really like that fight. I like
Because,
how
like,
he finished him
yeah.
off too. I thought that was cool.
Just fucking
Anybody watch the OVA?
no.
I started it. And
It's
finished it.
really good.
Is it?
But, yeah.
Yes, it develops Senji more as a character.
I read the description for it. Isn't it like his time before he
He's
was
a
in?
it's like a buddy cop,
Yeah.
like 50-minute anime OVA. It's great.
Is it? I like
Yes.
Senji, so I might watch it.
You definitely understand why he is the way he is after watching the
after
OVA.
watching it.
Mhm. And then
There's a really cool villain in it with a really cool branch of scene too.
He's the best.
who was
boy.
it? Fucking Mockingbird.
Mockingbird.
Was the dude that like licked their
He's
blood and
so
then he
much
get their
cooler
power?
in the
I thought that was a
Why
manga.
is he
girl.
calling himself tough? Yeah, see, like, I wasn't sure either. I'm pretty
He-
sure someone called him a guy, so then I was like, okay.
He's a dude, and he's also
He's like licking people.
I think his branch is in.
His
He
branch
can
is
copy
in
other
and
people's.
he can copy other people's powers.
he's not himself though.
Well,
Look, he probably
Spoiler.
got lobotomized.
The
Yeah,
old
Severe.
man, the
Is
old
he the
man,
old man?
yeah, the old man
I
put
figured he
himself in
was.
Mockingbird's body.
Because he
What?
popped up right after
Yeah,
the old man
they
died.
they talk about it more in the manga again
Mhm.
because the show sucks. But I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good, but it's not as good as the manga. They talk about it because you know those two twins that can like they hook up to you and can transfer.
mhm.
Do you know about their branch of sin? That's how he does it. He uses the twins to suck his stuff out and put it in somebody else, and then they ultimately die. Yeah, I know.
The big suck.
Context.
Yeah, dude, the big suck.
Get to the big suck.
It's the ultimate suck.
Also, a mission in Borderlands 3. You get a gun called the Big Suck.
The base.
Shiro is a character. Like they don't flesh her out enough in the anime for it to be
Not at all.
important. If you read the manga, you kind of really like Shiro, especially as things go on, but you also really hate her.
She's one of those people you just fucking love to hate.
She's got a split personality. You find out. Spoiler
Mhm.
alert.
She
In the
just,
show, she's
She's
real
the blue
fucking
boy.
cute.
Face from Future Diary.
Yeah, she's kind of
You
like from Future Diary.
she's the blue boy.
But yeah, she's the
The red man.
the red guy.
Yeah. And it's when she puts on that suit.
Does
whatever,
the
right?
Nobody knew
The
who it was. till
transformation
it
in her
was
body.
yeah.
Yeah. But when they did that flashover, where like the mask flashed over her face,
And she like had
smiled,
half on. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
That, she
that
was,
right there
they're trying to show you that
instantly
she was
away.
splitting at that point, no longer being Shiro. She was falling into her other
Is that when she was in
personality.
that guard tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the lullaby
Yeah.
stopped.
When the lullaby stopped, yeah.
Yeah.
When the lullaby stops is when she can no longer control herself.
And when she was about to fucking kill guitar guy, she does that weird smile thing.
She gets her fucking legs broke. I was
Guitar
like, oh.
guy.
Just literally crushed. That little girl
That
with
should've
the
been his
fucking
name.
Dude,
Dude,
huge
that priest
years
was
old
awesome.
with a fucking giant ass like.
He,
She's like, I'm a
He was a
lady,
very good
fucking whipping
antagonist.
people, crushing their legs and shit. It's like
I love
hate
how she's
you.
got like
I
the
hated
fucking
that.
I hate her.
bloodborne. She's got the bloodborne fucking
I hate
big
her
ass
fucking
weapon, and she's
ponytail.
just wielding it like it's a child's toy.
So, did you guys?
With Kirk in?
No,
It's been a while since I've
It's like
watched
a
the
Zabimaru.
anime.
Zabimaru.
Is that her name?
Who?
the Zabimaru from Bleach,
I don't know.
Renji Ibarra.
Yeah, the Zabimaru.
But it's
yeah.
also like the fucking one thing. It's the heavy splitter from Bloodborne that you get in the DLC. It's
Are we talking about the little
it's the
girl
Threatened
right now?
King.
The Beast Cutter?
Is it her name?
Yeah.
Hibana?
It's like that. She's got
I've-
that, but it's a great.
I've watched the anime like 6 times total,
I think it's
but
such a
I didn't
name.
watch it recently because I changed my League of Legends name to Woodpecker and only played ADC for like 3 months. So I loved Deadman Wonderland way more than I want to talk about. But I don't remember her name, but I just love how she's explaining what she's gonna do. I believe it was to Owl when she got him.
oh, when she was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut off your skin and like,
Like
keep you
piece
alive.
by piece, just
Piece
to
by
keep you
piece.
alive, and she's just
I think I
cracking
can-
up and dying.
I think I could do 3,000 cuts before you die.
Yeah,
She's slowly shaving them off like a fucking
How
deli
fucking
meat.
awful. Looks like little steaks
Yeah.
in the ground.
Just
Little thin steak
steak-ums.
cutlets. Stickums.
That fucking dude was
Stickums.
insane though. Like
Really.
his blood thing. Like I don't know, it was weird. And then like when he was like evil for a second, and that's when it became like badass. Because at first it was just like.
Are you
Well, he
talking
wasn't
He just
about?
blows
Are you talking about the
bubbles.
traitor?
Owl.
No.
Owl when he.
Oh, yeah, that
was
was-
exploding balls.
And then when he like did like the evil side when they were like brainwashing him,
It's because he didn't care for control anymore, so he was
Yeah.
just gonna fucking max damage.
he was just like, oh fucking, and then his arm just constantly dripping blood.
He's gonna roll a 20 every time.
It was insane though because that whole time they didn't notice that he was just making all of those bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
And
Blowing bubbles.
Fucking when he ripped his own arm off, I was like, oh.
Well, no, it was barely.
Oh. It was, like,
he
barely
crushed
hanging
it, so
on,
there was
yeah.
nothing on it. So it was just like sinew. and it
He
was just
still
like,
had to, like...
sinew, yeah. Little hangnail.
Yeah, literally, like, the tiniest piece of skin, like...
I can fix this. Nah.
Yeah, I was like, holy
Fuck.
shit, that's fucked.
I know they've touched on it briefly in the anime about how they were manufacturing branches of sin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more fleshed out, that arc. That's an entire arc, and it's so much more fleshed out in the manga.
I don't even remember.
Because
them saying
Ganta makes a friend when he gets into the prison, and they become like super good friends, like best friends.
Yo.
And
anything. That's what I said.
Yo.
it's not the brother.
It's not the thief.
It's not the brother.
Where did he even
It's
go?
not Joey Wheeler.
I can't think of their name right now because I finished the manga in 2014. But they're like inseparable, and that person's always there for him when he loses and stuff. And then he disappears, and he's like, "Oh no, where'd my friend go?" Comes back, and he's got one of those manufactured branches of sin. And in the show, they really copped out. They did not look cool at all. In the manga, they're like this deformed, like bio organism that lives inside the person, and they're like a shell of who they used to be. And Ganta has to fight his best fucking friend, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Bio Broly.
When they came up with a name for his
Garbage.
fucking ability, I was like,
The Ganta gun.
wow, real original.
Well, again, heavy spoilers. In the manga, you learn that Ganta's branch of sin is literally the same branch of sin that the
Red Man has.
the Red Man has.
It's because Shiro
Literally
Red Man
was like-
fucking just stop.
Yeah.
I made you pregnant.
Yeah, with
Ah.
the crystal inside of his chest.
Wish he would have utilized that more.
Yeah, and in the manga, I don't think it went more into like about the mom or whatever.
Oh, you mean Ganta's mom? Yeah, and
Or
like the whole
Shiro.
situation.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming whatever happened with that big blast had something to do with his mom too.
They were pushing Shiro beyond her limits, and she just if you remember, she talked a lot about how she's so tired of being tested and everything,
I'm
and
tired of the needles.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
tired of the needles. Well, Ganta told her, remember, just be someone else. Pretend you're Ace Man. And that's what she does. She pretends she's Ace Man where nothing can destroy her, and because she thought of it, and she's the original branch of Sin Holder, it became reality.
Oh.
She's so sweet, though. I love her so much.
Because I know they said
She's
everything
awesome.
happened 10 years ago, so I assumed it was all connected.
It's just a great story. They flesh out a lot more of the characters. The girl who basically can make her fists as hard as diamonds, she gets fleshed out a little bit more, and I really
Yeah.
like her
Kakura?
story. Yeah,
She was dope.
really
too.
like her
Yeah,
story.
I really like that.
Really like
She's
her
like holding up the bridge, like
character design, if you
turning
know what I
parts
mean.
of, like,
Yeah.
the lights in.
Mhm.
What?
You know,
No.
Kankuro,
I really liked the part where
the brown girl who punches things hard,
Could have just said
The brown
shield.
one, the only brown.
the
Could have
stack,
just said the shield.
the
shield.
thick girl, thick girl.
I really liked the part where
Shiro?
Shiro threw the
Her too.
thing that the trader made that had all the data on it, and she like
Oh,
threw it
yeah,
away,
the
and
check.
like then he finds out that she did it for like a
Fucking-
specific reason, and he feels like a dick.
Well, you can see it fucking
I
explode.
was gonna,
as
yeah,
soon
I was
as
kind
Yeah.
of pissed
Oh,
off
why'd
when he
no
was
one
going
say
off on her
nothing?
because like, did you not
Yeah,
just
same.
see that thing fucking explode right
I mean, he's
behind
also-
her?
Something
He's
exploded
also
in there, you
14,
fucking idiot.
probably raging hormones, and just like, I have to do this thing or everyone's gonna die. My
But
friend
he
took it
didn't
away.
even do it.
If
He
I recall
cried.
correctly, in the manga, that's not such a big deal. They just throw it and it explodes, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
So in the manga, he doesn't punch
Yeah.
the fucking lights out.
I mean, they fight a little bit, but it's not as animated and not so much stressed about. It's more of just like that guy was trying to kill us. Boom! Oh, Okay, let's keep going. It's not like this
What
big
was that
dramatic
dude's name?
moment.
Oh, yeah,
the
speaking-
traitor.
I can't think of his name, but
Who?
I hate
Oh.
him.
And what was his
the
ability?
hat guy?
I don't even remember what
No,
he
the
did.
dude that
He's
looks
good.
like-
His branch of sin allows him to basically
Calculate.
probability.
Kokoro?
Yeah, the hacking guy.
Whatever.
Kokoro or whatever.
Konkoro?
Konkoro.
No, that's
Konkoro's the
That's
girl.
I think it's
Naruto,
Kokoro.
isn't it?
That's not true. But speaking of thick,
I think it's Kokoro.
the fucking
Probably not.
guard captain
Oh yeah,
that they first meet,
a lot of cool stuff happens with her in the manga too.
fucking just slices Yo's fucking shoulder. I love how he was like paid. He's like, I want you to keep an eye
yeah.
on him. Immediately just gets his ass beat turn after turn after turn, and then gets the shit that he was going to get taken away every single time. He's
Well-
like, here's your 100,000 cast points. And he's just like, sup.
And
Here's
then
your
he
arm, it's
finds
broken.
out he
And then he's
can't
just-
even fucking save his sister.
Nah.
Like,
he's a
that
cuck.
dude just got
He's a
fucked.
cuck.
His entire life was just like
He just
shattered.
wants to bang his sister. I mean, it's heavily implied, but
Was it?
pretty much. If you, especially in the manga, like they go
Mhm.
back and show him as little kids, and yeah, it's
I know that they
Heavily
like.
implied.
I know she like did the whole like brother complex thing, and I was just like, okay, that's
they
kinda
both
weird.
have one real bad because of the way that their dad treated her, especially as kids. They both have some PTSD about that.
How?
Just use your hair to go up the butt. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Fucking but no. And when Crow did that light speed attack,
Extended or invisible blade or something.
The sonic.
Invisible.
The sonic boom.
Yeah.
Because
Whatever.
the way that the Japanese guy says it, I'll never forget it. He's like, "Oh, invisible block," and I was like, "Oh, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen."
that was badass. I was like, holy shit! It's like everyone in the room just like died.
I still do that from some like time to time. Just thinking about it, I'll be like, "It's like, what if I could do that? People would be dead."
It was also weird when it started getting later. When it was that the dude that had to lick the blood, Toto.
Mm-hmm.
How it started going all like weird, like purple version, like purple screen for a second, and then he's just in a different place because he was so quick. I was like, why didn't they start doing that earlier? Like showing people how quick they are.
I didn't really. I mean, I noticed that, but it didn't really bother me. I guess as much.
Yeah, it didn't
I was
bother
just
me
like-
either.
It didn't bother me either. I was just like, why wasn't this implemented sooner? If they're just gonna start doing this shit.
It's. I think that the animation studio did the best they could, but I think the direction was the problem when it comes down to it, because it doesn't feel as cohesive as the plot does in the manga. They had to change some things. They thought if they cut the best friend character, that they could focus more on the integral plot of the whole first arc, which sucks because the best friend character was so integral to the ending of the first arc and the beginning of the second one.
Everybody help mold Dante's
And
character.
that's why the whole anime ends after the first arc, because they were like, oh shit, we don't have a plot piece for the second arc. That, and it did really poorly with ratings in Japan.
Oh.
It's a cult classic here in the States, though. Like, everybody loves Deadman Wonderland.
I hate when that happens with the animes where they can't match up to the manga.
Mhm.
It's not fucking hard. You have material to go off.
That's why in 2014, when I met my Destiny friends, we started a clan called Deadman Wonderland.
Yeah.
Rosario Vampire has that issue really bad.
God, fuck Rosario.
I
Vampire.
can't
The
watch that show.
manga, the manga is
It's so fucking
so
good.
much better because it's not fan service. I mean, there is fan
Yeah,
service
duh.
in it, but
Fucking Skune becomes a fucking ghoul and is becoming badass and
Yeah.
starts training, but in the fucking anime, he's like, ah.
it's
Save
just
me.
it's just a harem show. But in the manga, it has a serious plot to it.
Yeah.
Well, they knew the audience they were targeting with that
Yeah,
show anyway.
yeah.
Like, I've watched like 10 episodes and I was like, eh.
The manga is so much better. It's not even like a comparison. It's almost a completely different show.
Fucking.
But no, like
And that's
what I-
coming from the guy who loves High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
Loves it.
You mean animated?
Pretty much.
The animation.
That and that scene where he shoots the
sniper.
sniper rifle. It's so good. Because it would never happen, and you can tell this is just
Her boobs.
for the glory of people who want to see this. And then he shoots
He's
it,
balancing
and her,
his sniper
her titties literally do the wave out of the way. The
Yes.
bullet goes through them, and then instantly they just move back around.
And then they go.
Yeah,
Then it's
I
like some
remember
wanted
that.
shit where it curves and then goes between somebody's ass cheeks.
Yeah, and the whole time he's got the sniper rifle.
You're about to show her.
I am about
Oh,
my
man.
God. I can't even imagine.
Also, High School DxD.
Should we turn
I have
it
not
on?
watched that one.
Good fucking plot.
I mean, I'll just
I'm being
cut this
serious.
part
Not like
out.
I'm not like
I watched
plot.
it for the plot.
No,
High School
not
of the
plot.
Dead Sniper.
It's like it's got a good plot.
Dude.
I don't
Anyway.
even know what we discussed. The show.
Well, the cool thing about Deadman Wonderland, in my opinion, is it came out at the time where we really needed it. If we think about back at the time period when Deadman Wonderland released, and when people really started picking up traction for it around 2011, 2012, because that's where it was at the height of its popularity.
Wasn't that when like Walking Dead was just coming up too?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, it was
that
a lot of
on the
edgy stuff was like crazy. If you look at YouTube even from that era, people were getting away with a lot more, getting monetized. Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, Max Mofo, those guys, they were running the show basically. Deadman Wonderland came out at a time where we needed an anime that was going to do exactly what those crazy YouTubers were doing.
Yep.
And it did. It came out, it was edgy. Oh man, this sister wants to bang her brother, and this guy probably wants to bang this weird test tube baby that grew up in a lab, but
Yeah, there's a lot of time, and
Where is that implied?
it's implied heavily in the manga,
yeah,
especially after they get out of the prison.
and also around that time too, like it was like you said, like TV, YouTube was just allowing more like gruesome, a lot more violence, and it was being more tolerable because like shows like Walking Dead were showing like it wasn't real people, but you know as zombies they could show like guts exploding and stuff like that. So I mean, it was just getting really gross. But
The sad thing is it didn't perform the way they thought it would here in North America, especially. The manga was more tailored towards the Western art, or not manga. The anime was more tailored toward the Western audience. You can tell by the dialogue choices and things, even in the subtitled original Japanese dub. The word choices and stuff they use, it just says we want to appeal to North America. We want to appeal to the Western audience.
That's something I noticed though, and I actually liked. I mean, I even said that to Justin that I like the way they swear. It sounds right. It doesn't come off weird, like they're calling each other cocksuckers.
Yeah,
and like
it's nice. It feels like you're hanging out with your friends and that kind of swearing.
It wasn't cringy.
It isn't like, go fuck yourself, Gonta.
Yeah, it wasn't weird. Yeah. They're just straight up like, stop being a little bitch.
What is the guy's name who ate everything? Because he's cooler in the manga too.
Oh, he was in like the show for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
just
even
showed up
remember.
and he was like, I mean,
Yeah, he's like, eat
I'm
my food
hungry.
instead.
Dude, he like eats an entire dude in the manga. I'm pretty
figured he
sure.
Probably.
I'm
like-
pretty sure he ate an entire dude in the manga.
Are you making stuff?
I'm not making anything.
Something smells amazing, and I was
Probably
just gonna
next
mention
door,
it.
yeah.
It's like
Called
fried
an
chicken or
apartment fire.
something.
it's working its way up.
Smells
right
like chicken
now.
grease.
It smells straight up like fried chicken,
Yeah.
and I want some.
fucking fried chicken Molotov cocktail being thrown at someone's car.
Watch your neighbor next to you, just like, you want dinner? Come on over.
But for what it was, I mean, being 12 episodes, I think that it had decent ratings on Toonami when it played on Toonami.
I can't
They
believe
did
you now
censor
aired it.
some of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All of the swears were bleeped. So it's
Really?
funnier to watch that scene between Hummingbird and Ganta because it's just a bunch of bleeps. And that's how I got introduced to the anime. They were like, dude, you gotta see this fight scene. And I was like, what is this? They're like, no, seriously, watch this. And it was just her just going in on Ganta, just assaulting him and beating him to death with her hair. And I was like, I want her to step on me, kind of.
Yeah, like I told him, I was like, she seemed like she was like a sex addict that like hated men and just like would trick you into it and just be
No,
like.
well, I mean, you've read the manga, right? You know what happened.
I know, like I started reading the first volume.
Where are you
I
at?
read up and like I know what happens, but I haven't read exactly what happens. But I know what
Because
happens.
her dad just used her constantly for his own enjoyment.
That's what I got out of when she was talking about how like she didn't like her dad and stuff like that. Was,
They
a
they
lot
try
of
to
rape and
paint
abuse.
they like her brother tries to paint her dad as like this like heroic figure, but he wasn't there when a lot of it was going down. He would be gone like at school or doing after school activities and stuff, and her dad would literally just force himself on her. So after the event and she got her powers, they activated without her wanting them to, and she ripped her dad to fucking shreds with her hair.
He deserved it, so.
Yeah, he really did. But she hasn't been able to recover from it, so that's where all of those undertones and mental afflictions come from.
Your mom grabbed a fucking flower pot during an earthquake. I was like, fuck you, kid. And then she gets crushed on her way out the door. Like, okay.
They actually
That made me
elaborate a
laugh,
little bit
actually.
more on
I was
that
like,
too in the
really?
manga. The mother took the flower pot because she was jealous of all the attention she was getting from her father. I'm not even joking.
That's sad because that's like something that actually happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Families, just, like the mother's like, "You taking my fucking boyfriend? I don't think so. Like, please help me."
I mean, my
I'm
dog
hungry.
stole my wife, but that is what it is.
But I really liked her character too because she was on the crazier aspect of characters, and she
Yeah.
stood out. I think more above
Well,
a
it's
lot of
like
the other.
she presents herself as like that tough girl, but you can see that she's just a damaged person after that.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was really funny that they fixed her penalty game to where she only had to lose her hair.
Yeah,
Why that bitch lose her stomach?
because probability, dude.
No,
No, it was because of Owl. Called that bitch
Yeah.
in. Beep boop boop beep boop with his teeth phone.
His backstory
Tooth
too.
phone.
It was three. 3 teeth.
Three teeth.
One's 2 phone.
His teeth.
he was like, "Yeah, dude.
Do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I want a large pepperoni."
Yeah. Yeah.
But his backstory
yeah,
is pretty
yeah,
fucked
bro.
up too.
I did it, bro.
Don't bring Balloon Shop into this.
When he had to fight his wife or whatever.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was really sad.
Oh my god. Wait, so was the baby in the fucking test tube afterwards?
It was in the womb.
It was,
It was
in the whole.
yeah, no, he
But-
pretty
And
much
they
like
tried
forced
saving it, it
himself
was
to
just like-
believe it. Yeah.
The doctor has it in one of her jars. It
Mhm.
shows
So
it in
the
the
baby-
manga.
Is the baby still alive?
No, it's
No.
dead as hell. She
No,
has
it's not.
It's
the
a wet
doctor
specimen.
has
It
it
looked
in one of the
like-
jars.
It's
in
now a
the
wet
manga.
She's
specimen.
just carrying it around like in Death Stranding.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, that baby's alive though.
It's
That baby's cute.
like
It's cute, like in the.
he just like wanted
That
to
game's gonna be
believe
crazy.
that
Babies are ugly.
he just wanted to believe that the baby survived. It was like the last bit of happiness he had. But
Dude,
then like when he
the-
came to
I know there's some
reality in
fucking
his own
shit
mind
going
that
on,
like
like when
everything
he's like,
was
"Look at my
just
baby
fucked.
in the locket," and it's
Yeah.
like empty. I'm just like, okay, so he's a psychopath, is what that is.
The
Yeah,
saddest
it's
thing
schizophrenic.
about it
Mhm.
is how Kankuro just has all those massive feelings for him, and he just is like, my dead wife, my dead wife, my dead wife, my dead wife.
it fucked him up like really bad. Right?
you
And,
fuck
like,
anybody up.
yeah, especially when you're the one that has to fight her, and then she just gets.
If I had to
fired.
fight my wife to the death, I'd be pretty upset too.
Dude, you beat her ass.
No, I'd be dead. She'd probably just lose it.
You're like, I
And
can't
finally,
do
all
it.
of
She's like, I can't.
all of that buried anger would just erupt, and I'd be dead.
And then when he started going all crazy and shit, like that was
It's good.
the brainwashing aspect too, when they were like showing him like resisting, and then like he would like resist for a while, and then when he finally gave in, it was just like, oh, he's fucking everybody up. Like no one was stopping him.
It's crazy. It reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul at that
Mhm.
part. A lot of that show reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul. I think Tokyo Ghoul is like Deadman Wonderland, but executed better in the anime version.
Yeah.
It feels very similar. I mean, you got a crybaby bitch boy as your main character. Everything is dealing with blood and like crazy things that just happen to your body. Oh no, I'm a ghoul now. Oh, my Kagane looks exactly like the girl that was trying to eat me.
Half ghoul. He was only half ghoul.
He's the one-eyed boy,
Yeah.
just like me.
Because it was a half.
Wait, okay, so they have those like collars on that like emit poison into their body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How did they get rid of those if they leave the prison?
They just get them taken off. It's not too difficult.
You see the other people down in the parlor, they don't have theirs on.
It's really not too difficult. They make it out to be like this big, oh, it's gonna poison them and blow up if you leave. No. One guy figures it out and he's like, yeah, I can take those collars off. And it's literally nothing. It was just...
There's literally a button right here.
It's pretty much something stupid like that. Because
You free.
that was added in like the first arc to like give him motivation to find a way to keep surviving. Because of course he wants to know what happened. He didn't do any of that. He can't cry about it the whole time, so he's got to man up and try to survive. So he goes through that race, which is my favorite thing in the world, because the whole time he's just kind of like, are people dying? This is crazy. I should probably run faster.
When those hobboys were chopping those people up, like those big axes
Yeah.
going back and forth, I was like, oh shit.
The electrified floor or whatever that was was
Mhm.
insane. And then,
The fucking ass.
yeah, the
Yeah.
acid.
That gas
I was
and
like,
his
oh.
face is like melting off.
He's like, ah! Jesus!
And Rowan's sitting there trying to watch the show with me. It's like, you need to go in your
My daughter tries to do that when I'm watching anime that she shouldn't, and I'm like, you need to go away.
Suplex her.
leave. And he goes off into his room and he's just in there and he's like, I'm lonely in here. It's like, fuck. It's like, no.
Guilt you into
Go
it.
ahead and turn on Inuyasha there, buddy.
I've been sitting there watching anime and be like, I'm lonely here, but that fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Just turn it up. Like,
Close the door, lock it. Don't
Next
come out
episode
to us.
starts. Turning it up.
But I'm lonely.
Yeah, but I'm lonely. Yeah.
But I'm lonely. Yeah, me too, buddy.
I was like, you can wait. Because I was trying to, like, binge it out last night. Because I thought, or you have to watch, like, 20 episodes.
Yeah.
I swear, because that's, like, what you said at work, right? You're like, I think it's, like, 20-ish or something.
I thought it was
They
26.
fucking said it was like
I
26.
thought it
I was
was
like, ah,
26, but
Fuck.
Yeah, so I was
Um,
trying to, like, binge it out, and I got to 12. I finished it, and I didn't even know. I thought I came here unprepared. I was like, I'm going to have to wiki everything.
Yeah,
I was
no.
literally 50-50.
I
I was like,
mean-
do I tell them I failed or just play along?
I looked up stuff afterwards because I was
Wing it.
like, "That's it. That's the whole show." Like I wasn't satisfied. So
I was not
kind of like
satisfied
look up
with
the
it.
ending
It's like
No,
going to
I'm
China.
sad, 'cause I thought
manga
I had more to go
and
into.
stuff. But
I
like,
feel like it was a 12 episode long commercial for the manga.
it was a 12 long
That's how a lot of
fucking
animes
build up is
go,
what it
is
was,
They just get
and
you
it would just
interested.
it blue balled me.
Yeah, there was no climax. There was no absolute climax at
Yeah,
all.
he
That fucking
literally
big ass
steps in front of
blast.
Shiro and he's like, I'll do it. One big fucking red
And then they're
blue
like-
bullet. Like,
Credits roll. And you're like,
Bitch.
why did I
Yeah.
watch this?
And
I wanted to see her go crazy.
It's like going to China buffet and then come back home still
yeah,
hungry.
she is fucking insane though.
It's a
Like
buffet.
especially when they
buffet
when
ass.
Ganta
Yeah.
finds out that she's the red man,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when shit starts
There's
fucking
some
going.
Does he
Crazy.
punch her again?
There's some heavy fighting that happens.
Yeah, they do like their first fight together. They like try to kill each other.
And that crazy transformation
Mm-hmm.
at the end.
Does it have anything to do with her taking off her little oven mitts?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, she
yeah,
takes
she,
them
off.
she
Hamburger
takes them
helper
off, but
mitts,
like
like-
her transformation's like her suit.
Her transformation goes pretty crazy there at the
Yeah,
end.
because like
It's
she doesn't have the same build. She looks
She's
more like
got
a
those
man.
weird fucking
that
potato
final
sacks on her
fight
hand.
in the manga is probably on par to the Frieza Goku fight for me, just with how intense it is, with the emotions.
I know
Yeah.
what's underneath those. It's the Lego hands. Ganta. But yeah, they're slightly posable. They got the bend. She got crab claws, but they're Legos.
They're like fucking like non-serrated Zoidberg hands.
But it really feels like the plot is so wishy-washy in the anime. It really does. Because it seems like they wanted to show off really cool stuff, but they didn't want to tell the actual story at some points.
They
because-
didn't even get to like half the
Isn't
good
that really
parts.
what, like, a lot of animes that come out and they only do the 12-episode thing, then you gotta go fucking buy the manga? Isn't that really, like, what they try to do, though? Like,
Well,
I'm gonna build
I
it
mean,
up and get you interested and invested, and then I'm
well,
gonna
that-
cut you
that's the
fucking
thing,
short.
is
My
that,
second choice for when we do anime for my choice, when we get to me the second time, is going to be Fooly Cooly. And those are 6 episodes for each series. And there's 3 series, and the entirety of it is 18 episodes. They do it amazingly. They
said
tell the
Noragami
story they're
first.
supposed... What?
You said Noragami first.
Yeah, but when we get to me the second time,
Right.
I'm doing Fooly Cooly, because it's one
Are
of
we
my
just
favorites
gonna
of
do
all
all
time.
Noragami then? Because it's only
Yeah, it's like
24
it's like 24 episodes.
for both
yeah.
seasons.
No, Naruto. I've
Yeah.
seen the previews for that.
Yeah, I gotta go. I said I had to leave around 5. So do you guys feel satisfied with what?
I'm
Or
never
you talked
satisfied.
about- This one's gonna be kinda short.
I mean,
It was pretty short.
it feels like we
Yeah.
didn't have as much.
Yeah,
substance.
I mean, it was only 12 episodes.
No, we
Do
don't-
you want to wrap it up
Yeah.
now or keep going with that
Well-
one? That's fine.
Ah, I'm so dumb.
We can
The one
probably
thing-
just wrap, well,
I want Sean to be over here because like I do want to wrap it up real quick with because like if you guys don't read the manga or if you are like the Shiro and Ganta fight at like the final one where they like try to kill each other but they end up losing their fucking powers and then they just live their lives. Really fucking
I
good
filled
fight.
up the water. I wasn't listening to him. He asked me not to, and I wasn't paying attention.
So we're gonna wrap up real quick with.
Thank you.
I was just gonna bring up the fight, the final fight where they lose their shit.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
my ride's outside.
So yeah, like the final fight with Shiro and Ganta, they end up like fighting and they fight like so hard where like they're like trying to kill each other, but at the end they can't, and so they just end up losing their fucking powers.
Yeah, they lose their powers and become
What?
normal people,
Mhm.
and they live out their lives together.
What?
It
What a
literally-
fucking dumb ending.
No.
What?
No,
the
read it because
it's
There's gotta
it's
be
a lot
a
more
good
reason-
build up to that fucking
the
dumb
reason
Yeah,
it
'cause that's the
ends
second
like
part,
that
yeah.
is it's perfect because you get to see Ganta go through so much. You see Shiro being the
nothing.
warped person she is. And when they finally do this final battle, it is balls to the wall. He is prepared to kill the only person he loves on the planet. And she's just crazy. So they go into it, they start fighting, and when it gets to that climactic final moment, when he's like, can I kill her? It doesn't happen. And they both lose their powers, and it shows like 4 months later or something like that, and they're completely fine, and they're together, and it's
she
adorable.
doesn't hear the lullaby anymore, and she doesn't go crazy, and she's just a normal.
They
Shiro
hyuk.
was baby.
They hyuk.
Yuck.
They yuck a lot.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Well, I enjoyed
I would
it, and I
definitely,
definitely wanna
recommend to
read
read
the
it.
manga,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially those two fights between them two are really good.
I really enjoyed it. Okay, well, that's it for me. Have fun. You guys continue talking if you like.
Bye,
whatever.
Julia.
See ya.
Crackheads.
Get out of here, crackhead!
So, let's try to fill some podcasts here. It's League of Legends' 10th anniversary, 10 years of League of Legends, and that makes me feel old as fuck. Go ahead, man.
Because mine is burnt as
I
fuck.
understand. 10 years of League of Legends, 10 years of Riot Games just dominating the internet with the most played game on the internet. It literally is the most played game.
I had a buddy who was super into it when it first came out too.
Yeah, tell
It's
my
been
200 hours of Destiny 2 on Steam.
Yeah, I hear you, bud. But it's just so good. I like I've had a love-hate relationship with it the entire time. There have been years where I've just been like, no, League is not my thing. But I always come back. Like I'll be like, hey, League isn't my thing, but I'll come back for like a month and play like 30 games.
That's what I mean. Destiny is a lot.
But recently I just got back into it, and I heard about this 10th anniversary event, and they're giving away so much free stuff. It's insane. The day one was a chocolate orb that had a 10 on it. You open that, and you got like a skin, an icon. It was insane. Day two, they gave you 6,300 blue essence, which is enough to buy a top-tier champion. Day three is today, and I believe it's a hex check chest. So we get to open some loot today. And all you got to do every day is play a game, and you get the stuff.
Get it.
They have the Worlds event going on right now, too. I bought the pass for that, so I'm collecting Worlds orbs and... I should be saving up for the Prestige Riven skin, but I've been buying the orbs because I'm a skin whore. But the game's changed a lot. It's looking to change great. Riot Games announced that they're working on so many projects.
I just saw a video I think the other day where they were talking about like it's like an Overwatch type game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Overwatch mixed with Rainbow Six Siege from what you're able to see, because it's so tactical and the gunplay is pinpoint accurate, but it looks like Overwatch because there's this guy who has one of the abilities to show off. This guy summons a bunch of knives and like flies through the air and throws them at people. So yeah, like there's the tactical element of Siege, but then there's the over-the-top crazy ability element of Overwatch. And if they can combine those two things, Riot Games is gonna have a stranglehold on the market.
Yeah, that'd be big.
Plus, they're talking about like heavily being into anti-cheating. Like they're coming up with a new system on how to detect cheaters and make sure they're not in your games, because they know that first-person shooting is like the most heinous place for the online cheaters.
And right now is the perfect time for them to do this too, because Blizzard is
tanking.
Yeah.
They're tanking. They
So
have
if-
been since they did the whole mobile reveal with Diablo 3. And in the League of Legends live stream for their 10th anniversary, they dig at Blizzard with that.
Do they?
Because they're releasing League of Legends Wild Rift, which is a mobile version of the game.
Yeah.
And they said, apparently you guys do have phones. And I died. Like, I was laughing so
I
hard.
heard that because I was watching Asmongold. I think reacted to it. I think I was listening to it in the
Asmongold's so
background.
great.
I love Asmongold. But he I listened to that part. That was funny.
I'm just so excited. I've been playing with friends I haven't seen in years. I've got Dakota into League of Legends pretty good. He's been getting into it, and we've been playing. It's just been a good time. And this 10th year celebration, it marks 10 years this game's been in my life. I made my account back in 2009, and I've been playing this game on and off for 10 years where, I take breaks. Yeah, I go away and do other stuff. I don't have a single Mastery Level 7 champion in the game, but I have so much knowledge of the game from all of the experience I've had playing, watching, enjoying, reveling with friends. Just Riot Games is a big part of my life. So this 10th anniversary, with all the things they've announced, I'm just excited to see what's coming in the future. League of Legends and Riot Games are pretty much dominating my life right now, and I'm okay with that.
I'd like to do your stream idea where we just go into rank or whatever.
Yeah,
Play.
just-
I would
but
like to not even look into anything and just go straight into that.
The problem with ranked, though, is you have to level up to 30 to play ranked.
To play it.
So
I'd have to play it.
You do have to play a little bit. It's all about what role you want to play. It really is. It's about what role and what champion screams out to you. I play all over the place. Dakota knows this, and I play pretty consistently well with every champion I'm able to play.
As long as one lane can do good and he can eliminate one side of the map to have to worry about, which is usually either my lane
It's
or
usually
the
his lane, unfortunately, because I don't like ganking top lane, and that's what he likes to play. I
It's
play
a lot
of
harder to
jungle.
kill a half tank, half person that'll blow you up than it is to just gank somebody who has no health.
I like to try to make sure my mid lane or bot lane snowballs out of control. But top lane for me, the reason I don't like to gank top lane is I played top lane for 3 years, and I'm still really good at top lane. It's just I'm not good with this new meta they have going on right now, where it seems that they're putting assassins in every lane.
Yeah.
But I don't like it because I would always hate doing super good on top lane and then having it thwarted by one guy coming out of the jungle and hitting me with a stun. I hate that. So if he starts getting heavily ganked, I run up there and let's play 2v2 basically. But if he's doing great, I'm not gonna worry about it because if the jungler comes in, what's the worst that's gonna happen? He's gonna blow flash and walk away. I know you don't know what that means, but it's been a great experience, especially getting new friends into it, playing with old friends. Oh, I gave Hunter
He's right there, what are you
$6
talking about?
so he
He
can
went to
go
go get a
and
coil.
buy a coil for his vape because he's
right there.
overdrafted by $110.
Do you not see
So
him?
But no, League's been really fun. When Sean got me into it, the hardest thing that I had to pick up on was fucking right-clicking on shit instead of left-clicking.
it's fun though.
But it's really fun. It's especially
Even
with Sean.
ARAMs is fun. Their new game mode, Teamfight Tactics, is really fun. They're bringing back their ultra rapid fire mode where nothing has a cooldown and all the mana costs don't exist.
Dude, that
And
was
you're
what
gonna have
Smite
a
used
lot
to
of
do.
fun with that. You're gonna have a lot of fun
Dude,
with that when we
Trin's
get in
gonna
there.
be so OP.
Dude, no, Maokai. You take Maokai, you go sit in a bush, you pop like 1,000,000 saplings, and the first time they enter lane, they die immediately. So it's just gonna be a good time for this celebration. Earth comes back in November, and it's there to stay for a while. And Teamfight Tactics is getting an update. Summoner's Rift is getting an update. We're going to be going into what's called Rise of the Elements, is what they're calling this new season, Season 10. And
Are they changing the map?
They're changing the map.
Oh,
And how they're changing the map is they're making the elemental drakes have more of a purpose on the map. Depending on how many elemental drakes you kill of a certain type, the map changes based on the type of drakes you killed. So let's say you kill mountain drakes. Like the map's going to become a little more fortified and things are going to open up. You kill enough ocean drakes and it's going to rain throughout the map and the brush is going to grow larger. That way, yeah.
There's bigger invis,
Yes.
so the ocean drake will be more for people who like to play.
The Infernal Drake,
Tarantino.
the map basically explodes and there's a lot more pathways that open up throughout the jungle and
So
other
that'll be
things.
good for characters like Kled,
Yeah.
whose alts can create
It's-
speeds. and
It's
shit.
really interesting to see what they're going to do, and they're going to be rolling out new heroes and new stuff.
The new hero looks.
There's
really
new
fun.
items coming with the new season, and that's got me super stoked because I love when you know what you're doing in a game, but then they do something where they wipe the slate clean and everyone has to figure out how to play again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing.
Smite does it constantly.
So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I'm getting good enough to where I think that I can actually make somewhere with ranked. I might start streaming when I'm off, and we'll see what happens. But it's been a hard thing for me to do anything internet related right now because when I'm home, I feel like there's so much I have to get done. I feel like if I'm working, I won't feel so guilty when I'm trying to sit down and play games.
I'm just excited too because like I recently got into it and League just has been
Dude, yeah, you're
a
loving
lot of
it.
fun. My favorite match that we played with those guys was that dude who played Ivern. He just kept like throwing me everywhere. I'm like, dude.
You missed the best Ivern game, or were you there for it? No, you weren't, because Soul, he played Rengar top, Ivern jungle. Ivern would just run up and throw bushes in the lane so Rengar gets his jump from the bush to the... Yeah. It was so dirty. I literally just had to hold my own mid, and we won the game. So they had a collective total of over 38 kills at the end of the game. And
That's
it was
insane.
literally because they were just dirtying on people running around as Ivern and Rengar, where Ivern can put those brush down, Rengar just gets in the brush and then hops the people and murders them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like when I was like training, he just kept throwing me at Mordekaiser. I'm like, dude, it's so dirty.
Well, the thing is, you can choose whether or not that goes off. When you see the dotted line go into somebody, if you click on that person, you will fly there to them.
Oh yeah.
But you can choose
I don't
not
know,
to
'cause
do
I
it.
don't see it. Yeah. But no, like.
Yeah, you just need more experience for the game.
Yeah. Because the only one that I know like to click on if you're in trouble is like Thresh's Lantern.
Thresher's Lantern.
And like he pulls you or he drags you
If
in
Tom
the lane.
Kench ever eats you, the big catfish guy, you can click to get out of him. You don't have to wait. But if Tom Kench eats you...
Tom Kench, dude. Okay, so I seen some dirty stuff with him. I was watching this dude played, and he would like he ate the assassin, and then he teleported somewhere on the map.
Yeah.
They, like,
That's his
killed the whole
ultimate.
team.
That's his ultimate.
I was
His
like,
ultimate
that's
is
so dirty.
he gets down, he opens his mouth, and then you walk up and click on him, and you go to where he chose to teleport to.
Mhm.
And it's a pretty big radius. It's like Pantheon's man drop radius, but it's not like game breaking. You can't like teleport from your base to their base or anything like that.
Yeah. But I think one of the ultimates that really irritates me that it ain't a larger radius since like Pantheon's is like really big. Galio's I think kinda is it's alright, but it's not.
Galio's is all
I think-
about timing,
Mm-hmm.
and I suck at it.
But Rise, I think Rise is.
I think
should have a lot more
Rise needs a
range.
different ultimate.
Or just give him a different ultimate. So
The
like,
old
what I've been
ultimate that
doing-
Rise used to have, because it used to be you could build all mana items on Rise and still be viable.
Mhm.
So you could build like Frozen Heart and Rod of Ages and
and just not have to worry about
Yeah.
mana.
and anything that had mana in like magic resist or armor. Rise was a tank that actually dealt a lot of damage. His old ultimate was called Spell Flux, and when you hit Spell Flux, it gave you 30% spell vamp on your spells for the next 8 seconds and increased damage and cooldown reduction.
So when
So
you just
you hit R and you become a machine gun.
you just
But now he's
throw
already a
in-
machine gun with a teleport. So I don't
Yeah.
I don't understand the teleport part. It doesn't make
What I was
any
doing
sense.
with the teleport was I would wait for we'd have the one minion wave and I would blow up his minion wave, teleport my minions back to my tower so they'd meet up with the minions behind him and just get a
That's a legit strategy.
double minion wave to run in. And then I would blow his minion wave up because it would take 2 spells to kill the whole wave. And he couldn't, like, you know, especially if they're like a warrior, like
Yeah,
Mordekaiser, like at level 6, they can't blow up a minion wave.
they
like
really
Rise
can't. And that's just a massive way to push without actually having to push as Rise. That's some next level stuff, dude. If you work on Rise, you could probably make that into
Yeah.
a thing.
Because like you just teleport. Because that was the only way I could like think of like to actually make it good.
Something that's
It was
awesome
like,
about League of Legends is things that you just try out. Things that you're like, oh, maybe this will work. And it does. And no one catches on to it. Like in 3 months, you're going to see the pros do it.
And like,
On the stage in front of everybody. And that's been happening to me since I started playing the game. You know me in Smite, dude. I
if
do
you
the
just-
most unorthodox stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you're always like, dude, your Hercules, it's so weird, but it works.
yeah,
It's
and
because I focus so much on that sustain in lane that...
no one can beat you
Yeah.
out of lane.
So you
and-
do that in League of Legends, you think, okay, so this person has an ability power skin, like Xin Zhao.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I should say his name right. Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao has a AP ratio on his heal that he gets from his third strike.
Mhm.
So if you build AP and attack speed on him, you
just
live through
heal.
everything.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was starting to do with Trinos. I would build that Guardian thing,
Yeah.
and that way I could like live twice as long.
Guardian Angel.
Yeah,
It's worth
so
it.
I would like die, and then when I came back,
What you
I
wanna
ulted
do-
immediately.
yeah, you
and
want-
then just started.
You die with Guardian, and then you come back and ult.
Mhm.
Because the way that you absolutely want to do it is you want to join the fight at low health. you want to wait till the fight starts and then you come in later.
Yeah.
Like, you want to have somebody who initiates. Because
I
if you're
built a lot of
initiating...
lifesteal on Trin, too.
If you're initiating on Trin, that means your team comp's bullshit.
That's
So,
why I lost that one match.
Let's say you have a Nautilus. So Nautilus uses his ultimate on the enemy carry. There's a team fight about to happen mid. It knocks up 3 of them. You're at half health. You want to join that fight right as that ultimate knocks that carry into the air.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do that, you'll probably kill the carry before they focus on you. And as soon as you kill the carry, you can die with Guardian Angel. Your team's going to be still there and hopefully be enough to deal with their team because you just eliminated one of theirs. You're temporarily out of the fight. As soon as you pop back up, you hit that ultimate and you go to town. And normally you get at least a double kill or a triple kill.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was times where I would initiate. It would be like that match. I went 22-6 with them. Like, I initiated on their whole team. It was me and Yumi. And Yumi healed me constantly.
Yeah.
So it took forever for my Guardian to pop. And when my Guardian popped, Yumi ulted everybody.
Yeah.
And just started rooting everyone in place. When I came back, I ulted. And I, eked through their whole team and got to the carry in the back. And I killed the carry. And then, everybody was already, one hit. Dude, it was the luckiest thing. It was just crit after crit and just one shot in everyone.
Did you Fentakill?
No, I quadra killed.
Nice.
Because Master Yi did his fucking stasis thing.
Were you in the Kaisa game? No, you weren't. That was last night. I played Kaisa for the first time in a long time because I've been working on her.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really like her.
There was a moment, because I wasn't doing good kill potential-wise, but I was farming like a beast. But there was a moment towards the end of the game when they were all fighting us. We were sieging their base, and I had this realization that Kaisa's a lot stronger than I've ever thought she was.
Mm-hmm.
So I W'd, hit somebody, ulted onto them to get the shield, and just rapidly just shot. And I got a triple kill, and I was going for the quadra kill, and my support took it. And then I could have got the pentakill because Jin was between double towers. So I was trying for that quadra, but as soon as I lost that quadra, I lost all motivation on killing anybody. I was like, let's just finish this game. So I got a triple, but I could have had a penta if I was paying attention.
My only pentakill in a MOBA came... Well, I've only ever had 2. One was in Paragon as Grux. And, it was the old Grux whose fucking pull took forever to hit. But their whole team was fighting 4 of my team. And I literally pulled everybody from the jungle back in the lane. And as soon as I pulled them, it groups them all up and, inside of each other. And, Grux has that, double axe attack where he, cleaves both of them.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it literally killed their whole team. And it was just you just heard that deep voice go, kill, double kill, triple kill, quadra kill. Then he's just penta kill. I was like, Jesus, don't yell at me. And then my other pentakill came from playing Smite. I was playing Freya mid when she was OP. Mm-hmm. And their team grouped up, and it was just, I picked up the support to get him out of the way of the carry, and I shot the carry, and he died instantly because I was 18 and he was 12. And I literally just mowed down their whole team because that was when attack speed and movement speed were on the rings. So I could hit somebody and not lose my max movement speed, so I could just follow them. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I just mowed their whole team down. Nobody could get away.
There's so many good moments. Playing League of Legends with friends is probably one of the most fun things you can do. Mm-hmm. Because even if you don't know how to play the game, even if you don't know exactly what it entails, finding out how to play League of Legends is one of the most fun things you can do. Because when you're still learning, you don't care as much when you mess up and you don't land that skill shot, or you don't get that triple kill, you don't get that kill. You're thinking, I'm learning how to play this, guys. It's pretty nice. And then you do something awesome, and you're like, how did I just do that? And then you want to learn how you did that. So then you get better, and you get better. And the whole time you get to joke around with your friends and do stupid stuff. Did you see, I've probably done this to you 100 times, where I just run up and auto-attack something to kill it. You'll be fighting somebody, top lane, and I'll just run up there and kill, and then run back. Mm-hmm. I do that shit all the time. It not only is it kill security, but I'm watching for that stuff because...
You're an assassin, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, or I'm an assassin, or I'm a jungler. I'm somebody who can run over to your lane and just say, hey man, you did good, but let me go ahead and fix that for you. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like the whole thing. Is like if there's two people you want to be OP on your team, it's the carry and the jungler, because they're the ones that are going to deal the most damage. Because like if like me being top lane, if I'm playing Trin, I'm building straight like attack speed and crit and like damage with like lifesteal and guardian angel, and that is it. As Camille, I build a bit more tankier with damage. And I'm a bit safer because I can build attack speed and damage, and just like work on figuring out if I need to build like ability power or if I just need to build like attack damage on her. Because I'm not sure if her Q and her W count as ability power or just straight up attack damage. Because like her Q, dude, it's the most like tower shredding thing I've ever seen. You just because you don't have to wait for it to like that glow to hit on her hip to do that backflip kick. You can just Q and it does like that much of a tower. So if you do it twice, you're taking literally half of like a tower. And like, you're super safe as Camille. So building attack speed and damage and health on her ain't bad, because if you do get into like a predicament, you can just jump over walls, and you can just run, or like you can like fucking initiate out of nowhere and just like you jump over a wall and ult, and then that person literally can't move outside of like a fucking 5 foot square.
Yeah, Camilla's dope.
I really like
I need to put some time into learning her kit because I still don't know how to fight her.
Dude, I'm still learning her, but like what I've noticed is that like if you build the right starting item, like if you don't do like a Dorian's and you do like straight up just like more like a sword and like health pots, her passive, you'll win almost every early game fight, because like you get the physical or the magical shield and you just like sit there and go in for like 2 or 3 seconds and just beat the shit out of somebody. And like your W does a lot of damage early game, your Q you hit, and then you can like keep running with them, and when it pops, even if they're a couple feet away, she'll like dash a little bit and do like the backflip, and that does a lot of damage, and you just bully someone out of lane and then just farm up and then go get like more attack speed, or you can build into like more health if you need to. But what I've noticed is you don't need to build a lot of attack damage right off the bat with her, just more attack speed to last hit a bit more and to hit the other top laner or so. But I think she would be a dope jungler too.
I want to try her, but I want to get a couple games on her where I can feel comfortable enough with her to take her in the jungle.
Because she has a really good ult for initiation to help, like, because like if you go in and ult and that person can't flash away, or so like you in the top lane or you in the bot lane can like fuck somebody up real quick, like it's a really good ult for initiation, and even like peeling for somebody too. You can ult to peel, which is really cool. But she has a really cool, like, just an interesting kit, and I really liked it. Especially for, like, because you can jump far with that fucking E, dude. I was, like, launching myself over towers.
I do that all the time with her. I have played her twice, and it was in co-op versus AI, and I launched myself behind a tower twice and died, and I was mad.
Yeah, because you're like... Yeah. Because if there's an enemy, you go further, and you're just like, what? One character that looks really fun too, that I really wanted to play more, was the transforming lady that turns into a spider. She looked really dope.
Yeah, Elise, she's really cool. Elise is really cool. She's mainly played jungle. She was played mid for a bit, but her kit screams jungle. She's a spider.
Mm-hmm. Like Arachne. But I really have fun with League. But Lance, you'd really like it too, especially playing with friends. You get to dick around. Who cares if you do good?
I'd like to dick around.
But yeah, dude, like, seriously, make an account if you don't already have one. If you do already have one, you're going to get all those benefits. But if you don't, then you're not going to get any of the celebration stuff. You had to have an account that was made before 10/15.
I have an account, but it's like...
You're going to get all that free shit then.
It was like 5 years ago, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out which...
Well, I mean, I have a couple extras that I could easily throw at you. That way you do get the free stuff. But all we'd have to do is change the email and the info on it, because I haven't used credit card on those ones. But I definitely have one that I can give to you, but you're going to want to change the name.
Okay.
I know too. Like especially like when I first started, me and Sean would always be ADC support. And dude, it was just like him just going attack, 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 and I'm just like, what, click, 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 and I'm just like trying to hit the fucking person. I'm still like
have a
running
tendency to be the coach on the team.
It's fucking great because like it's so nerve wracking at the same time because like you don't want to disappoint them.
I go full dad mode. I can't even lie. It happens a lot with the people I've been playing with that I used to play WoW with, like my friend Mike Comfort and his buddies from his guild in WoW. That's who we've been playing with, and they really like us. They're just cracking me up because they'll be arguing about something, and I'm just like, no, Baron, like pegging the shit out of it. They're like, dude, we're in the same we're in the lobby. Just talk to us. I'm like, Baron. That's my character's. That's my summoner name. It's my name and everything. So I'll be doing that, and so we were like, yeah, what about you? And I'm like, dude, fucking hit that guy. It's a giant purple tentacle monster. Hit it!
Yeah. It's really fun, too. Like, there was one time where me and John were bottom support, and I was playing Kaisa. And he's like, yeah, dude, who else would be cool? You, like, hit somebody and, like, teleport right to him. And, like, I didn't know. And, like, so, like, I almost got to kill somebody. And, like, they were under tower and just teleport. Like, I went to hit E to dash forward to get the attack speed, but I hit R and I teleported right to that fucking person into the tower.
Died. It was amazing. It was amazing. Because I had just told him how cool her ult was. And the first chance he does exactly what I did with it. Flat, like, goes under tower with it and immediately dies. Because I didn't know what she did. I picked her up completely blind. And the first time I played her, I was like, oh yeah, her ultimate's probably like some kind of like burst damage or something. No! Somebody that you've hit, a big purple circle appears around them, and you can teleport to them with your ultimate. And when you do that, you get a shield for like 35% of what your HP is. So if you're not ready to kill that person, you're screwed. I made that mistake last night on the Kaisa game I played. Our Yorick was pinging that we needed to respond to this fight. So here I come running, and I see one of them's low, but I don't see the other 4 trailing behind him. So I immediately just throw my W out, gets the stack on him, and I jump in and I die instantly. Like I could move for maybe 2 milliseconds, and then I was just rooted in place the entire time, just dying. That happens a lot though. Like once you figure out how to get out of those situations and you do those little smart plays, your brain it's that same rewarding feeling from like Dark Souls when you beat a boss. Mm-hmm. When you can execute a play consistently, you start to feel that sense of accomplishment, like maybe I am pretty good at this.
Yeah, it was like when I first started playing Twitch, which was literally only 3 times.
Dakota loves my Master Yi gameplay. He's this like Wuju samurai guy with a sword.
Yeah.
And I just shred through people. When I play Master Yi, I become ultimate coach mode.
He's a samurai whose sword is a fucking great sword, dude. It's pretty much what it is. It's a great katana.
I'll show him to you.
Dude, it's fucking sick. And he is like the most like ridiculous fucking character. His abilities, like when you read them, you're just like, what? Like you think his ult would be something like fucking just like super swordsman fucking kill you fucking wushu shit. And
so he's called the Wuju Bladesman. Let me see if I can make the picture bigger here. No, that'll work. That's what he looks like. He's got like 9 eyes on his goggles.
Yeah, he's like Genji with like more eyes.
So, his Q, it basically lets you blink to several targets and you do a certain amount of damage to each target, and it can critically strike. His W is a meditate where he gains extra resistances and heals himself and has to stay in place to do it and channel so it can be interrupted. His E, when you hit the active on it, it increases your physical damage. And then his R is a movement speed and attack speed buff that makes you immune to crowd control effects. So what you do, and his passive ability is every 4th strike he hits twice. So what you do is you build a shitload of attack speed on him, and then you just run around and kill everything. And if people can stop you, it's because they're smart. So Master Yi really only works until you get to people who are like, I have a stun. And then you're like, shit.
Yeah. And,
but I've shredded through people. I got a quadra kill in one of the first games I played Master Yi with on him.
He was playing jungle, and I was playing ADC, and I was playing his Twitch. And Twitch is like a He's another jungler is what he is, but he can play carry because he's arranged, and he has a crossbow and he's a fucking like rat, and he deals poison damage. So you stack poison, and then like you can like hit like an E, and it'll hit everybody in a certain.
It blows up the poison stacks that are on
Yeah.
them. It max stacks at 5 and becomes this big like rat skull with crossbones. And if you're within range, which is a pretty decent range, you can hit your E, which is called expunge, and it makes the poison leave their body, but it deals even more damage.
Yeah, it's just like a burst, and you
But
don't have to be near
ultimate
anybody.
is called spray and pray, and it basically doubles your attack range, and that ultimate can help you critically strike turrets.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can sit in the middle of the lane and like poke their turret, and just like fucking, or like if somebody's under a tower and they're in like the back of their tower, you can just like
Shoot through the tower
and
into
like
them.
shoot through the tower
can-
and hit them.
His ultimate shoots through people. So if your attack speed's high enough and your critical strike's up, you're shredding through teams.
But there were times where we would be like running around and like our team would like group up and we start like a team fight and like everyone would start dying. I would just Q, which turns them invisible, and just start walking
why-
away.
He's considered an assassin because the way that you're supposed to play Twitch, and I was explaining it to him, is your team is supposed to initiate 4v5. Your tanks go in, your big bruiser guys go in, or your assassins, whoever's initiating for you, they go in and start the fight. As Twitch, you want to hit your Q and maneuver to the back of the fight. And then you pop up with your ultimate, and you just shoot through their squishy targets into their larger targets, and then you hit your E and get at least a double kill there. So, I played a lot of Twitch because he was one of the ADCs where his auto attack animation feels so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to ADCs, I play ones that their auto attacks feel really smooth because that is your entire first 15 minutes of the game is you looking at minions and going, hey, if I auto attack that one, will it die and can I get the gold from that? Because if you don't auto like last hit minions, you don't generate any currency. If you don't generate any gold, you can't buy items and be on the same level as the person in lane with you. So one of the goals in League of Legends is to manipulate your minion wave in a way to where you get the most farm. So sometimes people will let their opponent push up to their tower, and then they'll freeze the wave just outside of the tower's reach of the minions. That way, if you don't have a response to fixing that minion wave, the whole game is them getting more gold and experience than you.
Or they'll be.
There's a lot of
dicks
strategy and
just
ideas
poke
that
it
go
at.
into it. League of Legends is a wonderful game, and if you're listening to this and you haven't played League of Legends, add Baron on North America when you make your account, BEARIN, and we can play some games together.
I think that's about when to do it. I don't remember my shit. Mike Guy probably.
Mike Guy 13.
Yeah, Mike _ Guy 13.
It's not even an underscore. It's not even a space.
Okay,
It's just
no
capital
underscore
M,
or
capital
space.
G, 13.
Yep, Mike Guy, because he's amazing. Better than Kakashi. That'll be on one episode.
Kakashi's better than Mike Guy. Fuck you.
Nothing beats Night Guy. I'm sorry.
You know what beats Mike Guy?
No, Night Guy. It's-
Madara.
Okay, but Mike Guy using Night Guy almost beat Madara.
Yeah, but then he fucking didn't.
Yeah, because everybody was just like, everybody was like, Madara's boner's coming. Everybody run.
Thanks for listening to A Cast Between Worlds. Hopefully this episode makes sense.
Yeah. Everybody else went into the other room. We're out. Bye. Peace.